Hey, sorry, it's been, I don't know, a few months or so. Um, I just wanted to share with you we have moved, and so this is a goodbye video to Colorado. And we were really busy trying to find a new place to live, as well as some graduations and fixing up the house because over time, silicone and different things crack and it looks awful. And so I went through and I was fixing all of that. I don't have an end video for all of this. On some of it, I do, like after I had got done um, caulking all of this, like I removed the silicone and then I caulked it with some new silicone. I show that, but I totally forget to do it after I did the touch up paint. So they were looking pretty rough, the stairs, and they look a lot better now. And I'm very happy that I was able to get all that done before we put it on the market because I feel like it would have been absolutely awful if we would have tried to um, sell it with all these issues. And they're not terrible issues. They're just normal things that happen in a house. So if you start noticing that your baseboards and different areas around your doors or something starts looking kind of odd and old and gross, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's kind of tedious, but you just take the old silicone off, put some new silicone on, do some touch up paint, and it looks great afterwards. It's I went through a lot of silicone, but there was a lot of areas on the stairs that seemed to be a little thicker than I thought they were. It was really weird, and I'm no professional by any means, so it was kind of difficult, but only because I was trying so hard to get this thick silicone out of these like larger open areas. And maybe that's just something that is normal that happens on staircases. I don't know. But it seems like the trim was set a little high. Maybe it wasn't. I have no idea. But other places were not so hard to remove silicone and replace. So this gap was not as bad as the other side, but I couldn't get it out. So, and we had a baseboard that was loose, like it had just come off, and so just on one side though, and so I just snugged it up tight back to the wall again and then went ahead and silicone. This is the gap that was really huge. And I was like, oh my goodness, because I went to go smooth it out and it just like pushed it all the way in, and I was like, oh no. So I had to like add some more, but it wasn't perfect at all. I'm certain that people are gonna be like, oh my goodness, you should have done this, but it's fine. I did get sick a couple of times during this too, and so everything was kind of off. We went to Georgia and South Carolina twice. My husband actually went 3 times because we did find ourselves a house and he had to go back for the inspection. And so we were doing all of that, and as well as still doing all of this because I still had the whole upstairs, which I didn't film any of that because it was pretty much the same stuff. I was just repairing old silicone. That's pretty much all I was doing, and doing a deep clean because I shampooed every piece of carpet and just cleaned every blind and every, windowsill. Like I was just cleaning everything and repairing silicone, and it would have just been a very, very long, very boring video. So I didn't want to do all of that, but then I forgot to do, you know, the finished the finished product. But here at the end, I have some pictures, and it does show some of the house um, after I was done. Like you can see it in the backgrounds of the pictures. We sold our house. We actually got it under contract within 9 days and had it sold within a month. And so everything happened very quickly. I thank God that it did because everything went, in my opinion, exactly as it should have. None of it was long and drawn out. It all went very quickly. We actually had our house in South Carolina bought before we sold our house, and so we had moved some stuff to South Carolina before the closing of our house, and we went back, and so we were in and out of the house while people were looking at it, and then finally, we went under contract, and then everything just went so quick after that. Our oldest son had turned green and in the army, and so we went to that in December, and then he had a turning blue ceremony and his graduation in March, I believe it was. And then that next May, May of 2024, we had our youngest son's graduation, and we had family in town, and so my parents came, and a nephew of mine, and then my husband's dad came, and so there was a lot going on in between, and we wanted to spend as much time with the boys as possible because our oldest son, obviously, he's in the army, so he is stationed somewhere completely different from where we all are. And then our middle son decided to move to West Virginia, so we were also trying to help with all of that. That was all of it was very difficult. And then our youngest son decided to stay in Colorado, and so we were up and out of there, moving away from our youngest, and so we're complete empty nesters right now. I went through in the kitchen and I re-siliconed the sliding glass door because even its silicone was cracking and looking real bad, and oh, it was terrible. Some of it was kind of difficult to get up into, but I did it, and I fixed the windows too, like the window sills and stuff, like where it might be cracking there, and then I just touched up paint. And there was this border along this cabinet that's in this picture right here in this part of the video, and I hated it from the time we moved in, and I can't even tell you how happy I was when I got that thing off of there. I wish I would have done it when we first moved in and we had first bought our steamer. I should have just climbed up there and did it then, because it was so nice to have that gone. It was not my style. I'm certain that whoever put it up there loved it, but it was not for me. And so taking it down was like, whoa, why didn't I do this before? Because I just would stare at it and be like, I hate you. I don't hate people. I just hated the border. But anyways. So once that was removed, I was all happy, but it's kind of, I guess, one of those ironic things where now I'm leaving and I don't have to stare at it anymore, but neither does anybody else. So there you go. I went through after I'd gotten everything silicone. You can see me, I'm touching up the paint and making it look nice and crisp and clean, which is the way you want it, especially when you're trying to sell your home. We didn't change any of the paint in the house because we were leaving, and we'll leave that up to them. They can choose whatever colors they want for the house or leave it that way or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I do want to share with you a couple of videos that I took while someone was looking at the house. There was a crane in the pond by our old house, and it was fishing. And I thought, oh my goodness. So my advice to you, if you're selling your house and you have to be out for people to view your home, I say go find a place with nature and watch the nature, because he kept me so occupied, or it, I don't know if it's a female or male, but kept me so occupied that the time went by a little quicker. So the hour went by much better watching the birds. It was very cool. And he was pretty, or she, whatever. So pretty. I had actually never even seen one in person before. There's our middle and youngest hanging out with mom and dad. I have a mess everywhere. We were packing. I was still doing the living room right here, like fixing where we had some DVD racks. That's where you see patches on the wall. Took care of all of that throughout the whole house. And the boys were being silly, of course, because that's what boys do. I love it and I miss it. And then there's our youngest. If you look around, you can see at the baseboards and next to the door, everything looks so nice. It's just crisp lines. It looks so pretty. Nothing looks worn and old, so that's cool. There he is, graduation day. You can see the kitchen. I mean, it was a little bit of a mess right then, but everything was done. There's him and his grandpa, and the living room looks beautiful. And we removed all personal objects from the house in order to show it, like any pictures, any of that. We just took it all out. I planted up some flowers for the new owners, so I hope they enjoyed that. And that was it. We were saying goodbye to our home in Colorado and saying hello to our new home. So we'll see you in the next one.